All right, so get this. Leather, but not the jacket you're picturing. Think like the behind-the-scenes magic of making that jacket exist. We're talking leather production planners today, diving deep into what this unique career is all about.
And you brought along insights from RoleCatcher, the career gurus, right?
Exactly, which
Right.
is perfect because this IS about planning your career path, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. This isn't your typical office job kind of vibe. I gotta admit, the combo of leather and production planning had me picturing something. Well, more Indiana Jones than
Yeah,
Spreadsheet Warrior.
right.
Spreadsheets in a cubicle. Please, that's not the leather production planner way.
And then,
To this, you're more like a conductor, making sure the whole orchestra of production, from sourcing hides to shipping the final product, is in perfect harmony.
okay, I like where this is going. So less whip-wielding adventure, more like maestro of materials. But what's the tune they're playing? What's a typical day actually look like?
Well, it's definitely not a desk job all the time.
Okay.
Well, you might find leather production planners
Yeah.
in offices,
Right.
planning, coordinating. Don't be surprised if you spot them on busy factory floors
Hmm.
or even traveling to suppliers and trade shows.
Hold up, travel. Now that's a perk. Leather production planners on the move. Gotta love that.
Precisely. This isn't a career for those who prefer to be tethered to one spot. One day you might be analyzing production data in a quiet office, and the next you're on the factory floor, inspecting the quality of hides, maybe troubleshooting a snag in the production line.
So you've got to be adaptable, that's for sure. This is sounding less like a job and more like an adventure every day.
That's a great way to put it. And that's what makes it so exciting. You're not just pushing paper. You're dealing with a tangible, beautiful material, and you're part of the entire journey, from raw hides to finished product.
Okay, that does sound pretty cool. But with all that variety, what kind of person thrives in this role?
It takes a unique blend.
Okay.
You need that keen eye for detail, that organizational prowess,
Mm-hmm.
but also the people skills to navigate a whole team, from the factory floor to the executive suite.
Right.
Remember, you're the conductor, bringing everyone together for that final crescendo.
It's that people element that I think often gets overlooked in these behind-the-scenes roles. You're not just managing materials, you're managing relationships, right?
Absolutely. And that's something our listener, the learner, might appreciate, right?
Right.
It's that intersection of hard skills and soft skills.
Totally. So say someone is listening thinking, leather production planner, that's my jam.
Yeah.
What's the typical background? Do you need a degree in like leather planning 101?
Funny you should ask that.
Uh,
RoleCatcher found that the average leather production planner actually has less than a bachelor's degree.
Really?
Experience trumps the fancy paper in this field.
No way. That's kind of refreshing to hear, honestly. So
Okay.
it's more about on-the-ground experience.
Exactly. But there are key skills that are non-negotiable. Remember RoleCatcher emphasizing active listening and critical thinking. Well, imagine a shipment of hides is delayed. Critical thinking helps you find a solution fast. But it's active listening that helps you understand everyone's concerns. The supplier, the design team, everyone on the production line. That's how you orchestrate a solution, not just bark orders.
Okay, so those soft skills, they're not just nice to haves, they're make or break in this role. So for those ready to step into the leather world, what are some practical steps to get started?
RoleCatcher is a treasure trove of advice, honestly. One of their biggest tips. Internships or entry-level roles, even if it's not specifically leather at first, related industries are key.
So getting your foot in the door, even if it's in a textile factory or a furniture warehouse, that's a good move.
Exactly.
It's about transferable skills. Worked as a production assistant in a textile factory. That's valuable. Coordinated logistics for a furniture manufacturer. That counts. You're showing you're a quick learner, passionate about making things happen.
Okay, love that. RoleCatcher also mentioned building a portfolio, right? Especially for those without years of direct experience yet.
They do, and it's brilliant, especially in such a hands-on field. They even offer tools to help build one right on their platform. Think about projects you've done, maybe in school, previous jobs, even personal ones, that show off your planning, organization, and problem-solving skills. That bespoke bookshelf you built, that showcases craftsmanship, A&E planning.
It's all about connecting the dots for potential employers,
Yeah.
right?
You might not have leather production planner on your resume yet, but you've got the skills to pay the bills. Okay, so let's talk career trajectory. Is this a stepping stone job, or can you build a long-term career here?
Actually, there's no need to even wait. RoleCatcher outlines a very clear progression from entry-level to senior positions,
Okay.
each with increasing responsibilities and, yes, compensation.
All right, so you're telling me there's room to grow in this gig. That's what I like to hear. All right, so you're telling me there's room to grow in this gig. That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely. Think of it like this. You start as maybe a section leader, managing a small team, or a specific part of production. As you gain experience, expertise, you could become the concert master, overseeing a whole department, or a product line even. And eventually, who knows, you might even be conducting the entire orchestra as a senior production manager, or even a director.
Okay, you've got my attention. But let's talk brass tacks. What kind of salary are we talking about for a seasoned leather production planner?
Well, RoleCatcher doesn't give specific numbers.
Right.
It varies based on experience, location, and the specific industry.
Sure.
However, looking at the bigger picture for production planners, resources like PayScale and Glassdoor show a pretty good salary range. And those senior roles, especially with leadership responsibilities, those can definitely command a comfortable living.
Music to my ears. And that's where RoleCatcher really hits the high notes, encouraging everyone to do their research. They even have a whole section dedicated to salary insights.
Precisely. Knowledge is power when it comes to negotiating your worth, especially with experience under your belt. Now, speaking of the future, we all know manufacturing is evolving at lightning speed. With all the talk about automation and AI, what does that mean for the more hand-on world of leather production planning?
It does make you wonder, are robots going to be replacing those artisan hands anytime soon?
It's a fair question, and one that RoleCatcher addresses head-on. They see automation and AI not as job stealers, but as powerful tools. Imagine using AI to analyze years of production data, spotting patterns and optimizing workflows in ways humans alone might miss.
So it's not about replacing humans, but helping them work smarter, more efficiently.
Exactly. And let's not forget about automation. Picture this. Those repetitive tasks that used to eat up time, gone. Automation handles them, freeing up leather production planners to focus on more strategic and creative aspects of their role.
That's what I'm talking about. It sounds like anyone who's tech savvy will have a real advantage in the leather production planning world of tomorrow.
Absolutely. And there's another trend. RoleCatcher highlights sustainability. Today's consumers care about where the products come from, how they're made. Leather goods are no exception.
So it's not just about planning for efficiency, but also for ethical and sustainable practices.
Precisely. A leather production planner might need to consider sourcing hides from responsible tanneries, minimizing waste throughout the production process, or even exploring innovative eco-friendly materials. It's a whole new layer of complexity, but also a real opportunity to make a positive impact.
It definitely reinforces the idea that lifelong learning is non-negotiable in this field. You've got to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher provides a roadmap for that continued learning. They recommend staying updated through industry events, online communities, even online courses. The leather industry never stands still, and neither can its planners.
Such a crucial point. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the ins and outs of the leather production planner role, from day-to-day tasks to long-term career potential. And who knew? Maybe even a bit of adventure along the way.
It's been quite a journey. RoleCatcher gave us a detailed picture, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
But as insightful as their data is, it makes you wonder about the human side of it all, All those experiences on the factory floor, the challenges overcome, the victories celebrated, those are stories for another day.
Right. Imagine the tales a seasoned leather production planner could tell. Maybe that's a deep dive for another time. But for now, remember, knowledge is power. But it's how you use it, how you continuously learn and grow that makes all the difference.
Couldn't agree more. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and who knows what fascinating career path you'll uncover next.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Until next time, everyone, happy learning.